Hello, dear, amazing, beautiful Earth, and all you unique human beings there. Today, I would like to talk about how practice in spiritual training and spiritual initiation is key to staying here in the now, to be able to grab onto that growth we are always aiming for in this type of path in life. It means taking life earnestly, not seriously in you take life as a grave and dark place to be in, but you take it earnestly. You spread out your heart and your soul to life. You become open to every kinds of different sensation, feelings, thoughts, and will impulses in everyday life. You get acquainted with yourself. You get to know yourself. You observe yourself from the outside, quote unquote. You are still in your body, of course, but you view yourself as a person from the outside, as any other human being, and judge yourself accordingly, based on your moral and ethical proposition, of course. And this also requires training. It requires that we want to grab these opportunities to grow. It requires to get to know even our dark sides, our dark feelings, our concerns, and our more subconscious nature. By sitting still and sitting here in the now, you get to feel all of these things without judging them, without getting to put your personal opinion on them, like, why am I feeling like this? Or how can I run away from it? Or what can I do to not feel it anymore? But feel it, just sit with it and feel it. And then it will slowly loosen up and it will ebb away over time. But it requires your focus and your, what is it called your attention. It requires your attention like a child or a little brother or sister, and then it can let go. But it requires a little repetition, training, practice. You got to want to have solution for these things. We can want to feel sorry for ourselves, or we can want solution for ourselves. Of course, it helps by crying out and releasing the catharsis, the release of emotions, and taking in healing forces so that we can over time recuperate and try again. We are not meant to feel sorry for ourselves in the bottom of a pit, if you know what I mean. This is symbolically speaking. By always taking the life by the horns, by always wanting to find something new to explore, study, to keep your mind and your whole cognitive functions and your soul sharp, by being here every day, keeps your soul sharp. And you get most out of life, you get growth out of life, no matter how old you are. You can start whenever, wherever, however. We can give ourselves excuses by, I have to do this and that, but everyone has a minute or 5 in every day. And when you do it a minute or 5 every day, over time it will increase to 10 minutes, to 15, to 20, and then all of a sudden you will permanently stay there. Because here you can take everything as it comes. You can take every problem, every concerns as it comes. Because the solution are always within grasp. We don't have to plan life, we don't have to script life, or else we would have a manuscript when we got born. Life is a mystery, life is an adventure, and we should explore it that way. And that is what life wants too. Life rewards bravery, courage. And the more you study and the more you want to learn, the more you want to expand in your view and in your objective viewpoints, but lovingly, the more you gain and the more intelligent you become. And the more intelligent you become, the more advanced and intriguing and deep study you can go into. And the more you study, the more you can study. It increases in every way. And every time you see it happen, you become glad inside. You know there is always something to get to know anew. There is always something to be learned, to teach, and to be taught in life. Life is one big, I don't like to say school, but it is an eternal evolutionary dance where we go through a circle, but every time we reach every time we reach at the start of the circle again, we have something new, layered on top of what we already had. But what we already had falls away, and we have to, quote unquote, wake them up again, or remember them again. They are lying in our being, in our whole entity. And it can be coaxed out, it can be trained so that we open up to our creativity, our imagination, our intuition, and our inspiration, and our aspirations. No longer are you wanting that and that goal in life. You want to evolve for all sake. You want to evolve for the whole humanity, and not for this life, for the next life and next life. This is a goal that is much bigger than we let ourselves believe. And the more we study, the more we get to understand, the more it opens up to new questions. That it always does. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't aspire to grow. Growth is always good. To give up is to give in to our sins. To be ignorant, to want to stay there is a sin. But to want to know, to want to have solutions, to want to have goals, to want to have aspirations, to be a human being, to feel, to think, to will. All of these are human traits and faculties we are supposed to explore and to know. And the crown of the creation that only we human beings have, that animals do not have, the I, the ego, which can both do good and evil based on how you use it. But if you are true to the heart, true to the emotions and your thoughts and your soul, you are following the I as your inner Christ, as your inner guide, as your moral and ethics center. That is the true nature of a human being when you grow up and wake up to the pains and joys of moral or immoral actions. Or was it the pain of immoral and the joy of moral actions. Then you are quickly guided to what you are supposed to do. Do you want to feel pain all the time, or do you want to feel joy when you see another human being selflessly helping another? Freely sharing information, freely trying to make the world a better place by working on oneself and by sharing all the experiences and the techniques. Of course, I do not share a whole lot specifically about my dark experiences, because it is not necessary. I know what I've gone through, I have worked it through, and I have techniques now to work it through, and that is the results of what I have done. And that is what I'm sharing. I'm just explaining it now for anyone that has wondered. But I have gone through a whole lot in life, And I rather not share it unless it is on one-on-one terms. If I am sharing my guidance and services to another human being, I might tell about it if I want to if I want to relate to a human being, for example. But I don't want to relate through another human being by only through pain. I want to share it through love, through understanding, through what is the result of all the pains and sufferings and the guidance I have gone through and what we have gone through. That is the purpose of what I am doing. And I want to trying to give a sensation or a feeling to what I am trying to say, because I am using a whole lot more than only my thoughts and my concepts and my intellect here. I'm using my whole soul in this thinking and feeling process. And this is a beautiful path to take, and I recommend anyone to try to use a little bit of their time to sit in the now and see what comes forth, and trying to objectively observe who you are in the moment. You learn a whole lot just for a little while. All the sensation that comes up gives you an impression pretty quickly. And if you go away from it for a second, then you can think about it. Yeah, it is a whole process in it. And overcoming it is the whole challenge in all of this. We all have our small little devils that speak in our ear often. But we do have the good heart to follow always. May the divine bless us all in this path of growth and guidance, and Christ, please watch over us all and guide us from our inner center. Goodbye. Love you all.